Hello, my name is Chris if you didn't already know, and welcome to my show, SmegChris Review. Once again I want to talk about a television show, this time for Watchmen. Now let me just start by saying that I thought that first episode was very difficult to watch. I don't like anything to do with racism, and that was full of it. So I was sort of like in two minds about whether or not to keep on watching it. But then I watched the next episode and they calmed that down a bit, and I found that I enjoyed it. And then the next episode I enjoyed that even more, and so forth. So basically what I'm saying is I'm really enjoying it. Now for those of you who don't know this, the story actually continues from the actual graphic novel and not from the movie. You see, in the movie the bad guy made everybody afraid of Dr. Manhattan, and so they all stopped fighting each other and went against him. But in the graphic novel, the bad guy, he created this big giant monster squid and dropped it through a portal onto New York, saying, "Aliens have arrived, let's fight them." And that's what this show is following from. I have to say the cast is absolutely fantastic. Regina Hall's brilliant. Jeremy Irons is in it. Louis Gossett Jr. I can't really remember his name. Hold on. He's in Aquaman. He played Black Manta. Yahya Abdul-Mateen too. I think he's a phenomenal actor. And the stories just keep getting better and better. I do recommend it, but be warned, there's a lot of swearing in it, a lot of violence. It's not your usual superhero TV show. Anyway, it's now time to move on to a movie review. This time for Terminator Dark Fate. And just fair warning, there are spoilers. Forget Terminator 3, Salvation and Genesis, this blanks all of them. And you know something? I'm actually okay with that. You see, what I decided to do with the last Terminator film was think, these are just alternate timelines. And why not? Time travel is one of the elements in the series. But this one is the closest that follows on from the second one. And one of the reasons I love the intro on this film is because during the movie studio banners that they were showing, we were seeing a clip from Terminator 2. It was the scene where Sarah Connor's in the hospital and she's talking on a video camera of what's coming and everybody's going to die, and swears a lot. And they just kept going from film banner to that clip to another film banner to that clip. I loved it. So like I said, there's going to be spoilers. The story starts off in 1998 where Sarah Connor's telling us the story of how a Terminator shows up and kills John. So yes, it starts off sad, but it serves the story. What I liked about it was that they managed to make all the characters look young. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Linda Hamilton and Edward Furlong. Yep, he made a cameo. Anyway, after that scene it moves to present day. We are introduced to some new characters which are pretty cool. You've got Mackenzie Davis as Grace. When she arrives you think she's a Terminator at first, but then you find out she's actually human that's been augmented, so she's stronger and faster. Then we've got Natalia Reyes as Danny, and we find out she's the one that needs protecting from the Terminator. And I have to say that new Terminator is badass. Played by Gabriel Luna, who we've seen previously in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as Ghost Rider. I was watching him on the screen and all I could think was, I've seen him somewhere before. So naturally I had to look it up after I'd come out of the cinema. I've told you this before, you shouldn't be on your phones in the cinema. But I tell you what, it was fantastic to see Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor again. I've missed her. What can I say? You can't beat the original. She's as tough as ever. As for the plot, it's pretty much the same as before. There's a Terminator come to kill somebody and these good guys are on the run. We find out that the reason Sarah Connor shows up is because she keeps being sent all these messages by text telling her to arrive at these places where a Terminator is going to arrive so she can deal with it. However, she doesn't know who's been sending her on these missions until about halfway through the film when we meet Arnie. Turns out he's the Terminator that killed John, and somehow he's grown a conscience. See, this is what made me not so sure of the character. Because the thing is, as Arnie was explaining this, all I had was this little voice in the back of my head from the original Terminator movie, and it was Kyle Reese telling Sarah Connor that Terminators cannot be reasoned with. Apparently this one did, all by itself. That aside, he did inject some humour into the movie, and it was great to see him kick butt again. There are some great action sequences, especially on the plane. And once again, the final battle takes place in a factory. I say once again because the first two did that as well. What is it about Terminators and factories? This one was directed by Tim Miller, the guy who brought us Deadpool to the screen, and he did a fantastic job. But at least this one actually had James Cameron attached to it as an executive producer, and also he got a writing credit with 4 others. Usually when there's more than 2 writers attached to a film it doesn't usually work, but this time it did. However, I'm still in two minds of whether or not this is better than Terminator 3. I actually like that film. It's definitely better than Salvation or Mega Drive. I mean Saturn. No wait, Genesis. Overall I give Terminator Dark Fate a... Could have had a better title though. And there you go, that's my review of Terminator Dark Fate. It's now time for me to go. So I shall say thank you for watching and subscribing if you have, and liking this video if you did. Until the next time, peace out. So some of you might be aware I stopped scripting this show because I felt like I I wasn't enjoying it as much. And so I started doing bullet points like this. So basically it's just a guide for me to follow. However, the fact is I'm still behind on videos because I can't be bothered to write these out because I'm very, very lazy. And so I delay that, and then I delay filming, and then I delay posting it. So by the time I do review a film, it's almost gone, or it has gone from the cinema. I'm kind of thinking of changing it again where I don't actually write anything down and just stand in front of the camera and talk about the film. I might try that next time. So we'll see if that actually works. Or I could just stop being lazy. It's certainly better than Salvation or Mega Drive. I mean Genesis. No, that is right.